Hey guys, welcome to Master Gaming VR. Today we are going to be taking a look at the Vive wireless adapter. This is something that I've had for a week or two now. Unfortunately, I've been sick for the past week and a half with a sinus infection. Has not been fun. Hopefully I won't be coughing too much during this video. Try to edit that out. But we have here what I am assuming the Vive wireless adapter, the Vive Pro attachment kit, and one additional battery. Now, where the TP Cast was fairly expensive at I believe it was around $300 when I got the TP Cast, and I felt completely worth it because I used the hell out of that thing, and kicking the wire is great. This one ran me close to $500. The base price for just the wireless adapter is $300. The attachment for the Vive Pro is another relatively expensive $60 for the attachment kit, and then one additional battery was $79.99. Bare minimum, you need at least two batteries. If you want to be doing any sort of extended VR play, the battery that comes with it is supposed to be 4 hours. That's just not gonna cut it, especially if I do any one of those extended Orbis streams or whatnot. I need a second battery, so I feel if you've got a Vive Pro, this is the base price. The base price is very close to $500 for wireless on a Vive Pro, with a right around $400 for a regular Vive. So this is rather expensive wireless, but as a lot of other review sites out there have already said, this is probably the best VR experience at the moment. So let's go ahead and dig into this. Like I said, I've got the base, the attachment, and an additional battery. And you notice this was poofy. Like, we had this extra. I cut it open when I opened the box, but the packaging was not very good on this, in my opinion. It's just the outer box. We've got packing slip, which we don't need, and then we've got the actual wireless adapter here. So there it is in all its glory. We've got more free Viveport subscription on the back, just some random stuff. So if you look at one of my oldest videos, it's a Warframe video. Before the channel was Master Gaming VR, when it was just my personal, throw whatever up there, looks very much like a Warframe headpiece. It looks very much like Loki. Anyways, just random comments. So we've got this. Let's go ahead and open the other boxes and get them out of this ugly brown packaging that the green screen hates. Really quick here. Alright, so more of this Chinese poison air. Alright, so this is the Vive Pro attachment that I'm not entirely certain why that's needed or what that is actually going to do. Just be a middleman between the strap on the Vive Pro. It feels, I don't know, it feels bad that if we've already got the $1,400 Vive Pro that we've got to spend in additional this big ass box, this tiny little thing, not effective packaging. It feels bad that we're already spending a ridiculous amount of money on the Vive Pro, and then we're going to have to spend an additional $60 for an adapter for it. It just feels like there should have been two models, two SKUs, one or the other, a Vive Pro or regular Vive. I'm not super happy about needing this thing and needing to pay an additional $60 for this. It just doesn't feel worth it to me. That's weird. We've got the weird cellophane there. And I just realized my fan is still on. I'm going to turn that off. We'll be right back. Okay, should be less windy now. It gets rather warm in this room, especially with all these lights on. Okay, so let's dig into this guy first. We'll stick these off to the side, and we will dig into the main wireless adapter. It's just one of those circular things there. All right. So we open it up. We've got vive.com/setup/wireless, a QR code for instructions. We have the adapter here itself, nicely presented, nicely wrapped up in annoying fashion. All right, there we go. So I did get to try this at, I believe it was PAX. It's PAX or E3. I think it was PAX. It worked wonders. I am really excited to finally get my hands on my own version and get back to having wireless again. I miss my TPcast. It doesn't keep up with the Vive Pro, and I didn't want to go back to the old headset, though I was very, very tempted when I first started using my Vive Pro. So another just USB to USB cable there, and then this looks like it is the 3-in-1 mini cable. There's that, and then this is just a lot of cardboard. All right, so we have a content bundle for your Vive. You get a nice little code here for, I don't know, this is your subscription to Viveport, I assume. I don't recall if you got any games along with that, but there it is. Oh, okay, that wasn't packaged super great. All the others were nice and taped in there, and this was just sort of whatever. Let's fall out. Okay, so your belt clip and your battery. This is a really, really tiny battery, especially compared to what. It's cool. It's fine. It's okay. It's tough. It's not a Samsung battery. It won't explode on me. This is really, really tiny compared to the TPcast batteries. Let me go get a TPcast battery so we can compare. Okay, so Vive, TPcast, small difference in size. The TPcast used just a standard Anker battery, which you could go out and get. I actually bought one of these as soon as the Pokemon Go craze came out. They were on sale for like $20. I've had this thing forever. They are actually really great battery backups, like 33, 32,000 milliamp hours mAh. Really good. Really like this batteries. I really like that the TPcast used a battery that I could just go out and buy, and it had a super long lifespan. It would last me, one of those would pretty much last me all day. These, I believe I'm hearing that they last about 3.5 to 4 hours, which is unfortunate. I don't know why they're so small. I don't know if they were worried about weight, but it's going to be on your belt, so I don't know. I would have rather had a much larger battery. That looks like it just slides in there and sits. It's not very secure, not secure at all. I wish that it was a little bit more secure. Maybe when the cables are in there, it will be better, but not super happy with that. And then we have another tiny little USB-C charging cable, I assume, for the battery. Just a tiny little guy, little baby boy. All right, and we have stuff that no one is going to read. Safety and regulatory guides. We don't need those. Radio frequency exposure. Well, we don't need that. Vive wireless adapter warranty. Nobody needs any of that. Okay. We have something else in here. There's another box, and this does it for this guy. All right. PCIe WeGig adapter. This is actually something I'm worried about because I'm going to have to open up my computer and stick this in there, and I'm not sure how easy that's going to be with my water cooling setup. So I am not entirely looking forward to this part of the puzzle. But if we open this up, we can see that we have very interesting setup here. So this looks like it is the receiver. It's got a weird mounting screw in here. I don't know what that's for. And then like a coax cable endpoint here. So we'll just stick that there. And if we lift this up, we can see, oh, we have a mount here. So that mounts onto that. And then we have the PCIe card here. It is very tiny. It's a little bitty baby card. Let's go ahead and pull this out. Come on out. Come on out. You can do it. All right, and let's just stick that there. So we will have to install that. That's going to be fun. And then that is everything for that. So here is your wireless. If you just have a regular Vive, this is what you're going to be looking at. Your tiny little baby, like 6-inch charging cable, the battery that is very loosely in its belt case. I can see that falling out a lot. USB to USB, your tiny 3-in-1, the adapter itself, the receiver, the mounting bracket, and the PCIe card. That is everything that is going to be in the box. If you are a Vive Pro user, you are also going to need this guy, which we discussed is an extra $60. Not super thrilled about that. And all it looks like is just a little foam padding thing. $60 for some foam padding here. Yeah, it's squishy. It feels like the same material that the face pad is made out of. Woohoo! Yay! That's there. There's more stuff in here. So looks like a mounting clip, maybe. Let's go ahead and open this up, get it out. Yeah, this looks like it wraps around and just mounts somewhere. We'll see the instructions. Hopefully there are instructions along with this. Why do we need an extra cable here? Oh, okay. Yeah, so I'm probably not going to need this because the Vive Pro went to its stupid-ass proprietary cable thing. So this is where the $60 comes in, is you're spending $60 on this cable. Which, if they're going to do this proprietary cable bullshit, they should foot the bill for this, to be honest. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm not super happy about that decision. It just seems money, money, money. And then more useless. This isn't even instructions. So there's no instructions on how to put this together. Hopefully those instructions are in with these instructions at the setup URL. But let's go ahead and open up the battery, and then we can get started on putting all of this stuff together on the headset before we jump into getting the PCIe card put in there. Now this battery packaging is shit. It's falling apart in my hands. It's horrible. Look at this. It's like they did not want you to get into this. It just, wow. 5 minutes later, I might have this open. I'm not trying to destroy this. It's just really, really badly done and stuck. Like they went fucking crazy with the glue here. All right, finally. Let's go ahead and pull this out. Nothing in that. Got another quick start guide that we're not gonna use. And you've got a tiny cable here. And we've got our other battery. So let's go ahead and get the headset up here, and we'll get things connected and put together. Okay, here we go. So we've got the instructions on our phone here. The first thing that they wanted us to do was to install the PCIe card and get all the software set up. I don't see any problem with doing this first and then moving on to that while I've got everything set up in here. So I'm going to go ahead and put the headset together first. Like I said, I don't see any issues with that. So first, we are going to replace the headset cable, replace the Vive Pro headset cable with the short headset cable provided in the attachment kit. Please do the following. So we are going to be removing this guy. So just pulling the cable out and strip the 3-in-1 cable from there, and that can just go way over there. All right, so we've got our headset. It is ready to go. So we're going to take the small guy here and take these annoying little bread ties off. Put with the rest of the junk. All right, and it's showing us how to wind it around the angled. So you can see there's one angled and one not angled. The angled one is going to go into the headset over here, just like. It's really annoying to slide in there and actually get it in. Where is the button? There's the button. All right. Should hear a noise when you get it in there. And feel a nice little click. All right. And then I'm going to go ahead and wrap this around here, just like the other one was. Slide it in this. It's not actually as easy as you'd expect. It's nice and snug in there. All right. Let's pull it back. All right. It's 3-in-1 cable, nicely resting over your ear and in through this back piece. Which again, is a lot more snug than you'd expect. Okay, so I've got the first step done. Go ahead and move on to, so loop the cord around, we did that. Place the compartment. Yeah, we didn't actually pull the compartment off. I guess we could have pulled the compartment off, but we didn't really need to. So replace the head cushion. So this cushion is now going to replace this guy here. We've got a nice little GIF or GIF, however you want to say it, that doesn't really tell us how to do anything. So let's go ahead and assume. All right, it is just Velcro. It just pulls right off. So replacing this with this so that we have a little bit more padding on the top of our head. Yeah, it just looks weird. Like, I don't know why this piece is facing down. But let's go for it. And do this upside down. I don't know that there's actually a good way to do this, but right in there, right aligned. It kind of has some overlap on the corners, the extremities there, but it just Velcros in place. A little off center, but it should be fine. All right. Now we've got that on there. So another clip. This is the confusing part. Replace the cradle. From the base of the wireless adapter, detach the screws and remove the cradle that's used for the Vive. Oh, so now they want us to take a screwdriver to the wireless adapter. Like, why couldn't this be something they did? I don't understand why we now have to come back and disassemble this with a screwdriver and put this in there. And we paid extra for this. We paid extra for this, and we paid extra for this. I feel like they could have done this part. They just built 2 different versions of these. This is ridiculous. I mean, I'm going to do it because I want wireless. And like I said, I've tried this out, and it's really good wireless. But I'm not happy with the setup. I'm not happy with the additional cost. It is it's not friendly to new VR purchasers. Hell, it's not friendly to long-term VR purchasers. I don't feel good about this whole setup. But I bought it anyways, so I'll be back with a screwdriver. And this is why I do these long-winded videos, so that I can bitch and complain about all of these things. But not only that, is that you also get to see. I mean, I don't think most of the reviews out there have gone through this, where you've got to come in here. God, I hate the screwdriver. You've got to come in here and unscrew and change this out. It's just I don't know. I love my Vive. It is personally, I think the best VR tech at the moment. But Oculus just does so much more for the community, whereas Vive feels like it's let me take your money. Let me take your money. What? Good customer experience? No. I mean, my experience with Oculus support has not been great, to be fair. My experience with HTC Vive support has been hit or miss. But just the business practices in general. Whoever's making decisions up there needs to rethink how they want to approach this. 'Cause I'm sure they're making money off this. People that want it, but it's not. Oh, good. I hope this is right. Well, and I don't even know if I've done this right. The instructions are okay. Yeah, the instructions show this piece coming off with it. So you're taking this off, and we're putting this on. It looks almost identical. Anyway, my bitching and moaning is not going to accomplish anything other than making me feel a little bit better about myself. Okay, so it's in there. Let's screw this down. And I mean, this had to be assembled in a warehouse somewhere. Why couldn't it just have been assembled? Some of them with the Vive Pro, some of them with the regular Vive. Screwdriver is horrible. It's just held in place with the pressure of the screw, but it really doesn't do a good job at any sort of downward force. It just slides right back into itself. Okay. That one's in. That one's in. That one's in. All right. So we can get rid of this. Hopefully we don't need that anymore. And we've got our new cradle, is what they're calling it, installed on there. Okay, so attach the wireless adapter to the headset, unfasten the Velcro strap, and you'll see a clip-on. So there are these little wings in here that we're going to stick this in between. So in there, and then squeeze it a little bit, stick it on in there. And then we've got this Velcro here that we're just going to close up. And hey, look at that. I guess we could, it would probably make more sense to slide this down and back so that it is sitting over the cushion. That it's holding the cushion in place. And actually, I think I put this on the wrong way. No, maybe not. So we've got the USB, and I'm not sure what that is. And then we got HDMI, USB, and power here. So yeah, this is the right way. I did it the right way. All right. Cradle clip. We did the cradle clip. Oh, actually, it wants this around. I didn't quite do it the right way. These Velcro straps. It wants them around the foam cushion to hold that in place. Okay. So it wants it to be right here. Right specifically in that spot. So the wings around this thing, and then the Velcro straps around the whole padded cushiony thing. All right, let's get to the wires. Connect the cable and wireless adapter to the power bank. All right, so we've got the proprietary cable here, which is going to plug in the back, and just like so. We've got our power cable here, which we will grab this. It's got a nice little, a much nicer Velcro tie than the twist tie, bread tie things. All right. Then we've got this, which it looks like we are going to probably want to keep that and wrap this up because this looks rather long. All right. Let me plug this in. Hey, we're done. Now we are wireless. All right. So we need to install the PCIe card. We need to get the software on the computer, and then we will be good to go. Okay, so it looks like the PCIe card will easily fit in there. We just need to grab it and get it inserted. So let's go ahead and get to that. It's going to be a little difficult to see me install this, but bear with me as I try. So it took a little bit of finagling. I had to push the card in this way because it wasn't perfectly lining up, and I think that's just a, I don't know if I want to call it a defect with the card, but I don't think it was anything to do with the motherboard or the case. I think it's just the card isn't quite aligned properly. Which isn't necessarily the end of the world, but does make it a little frustrating. Make it a little frustrating. Make it a little frustration. I am good. More speaker. Alright, and we should be installed. Okay, so we are about to add to this mess of nasty cables right here. We've got our little mount here that I'm probably just going to leave mounted here, maybe something like this, right on the edge of this desk. It looks like it just flips up, grips on there, and grabs and holds. I could also put it here, but usually the tripod for the camera is right here, so I don't know how in the way that will be. I mean, might leave it here just to start, see how that works. Because my desk is usually messy, and I'm usually using that space for junk. It's probably not the best. It would also reach over here to my other desk, which is where I had the transceiver for the other one. So just the coax-like cable plugs into what we just set up, and it's got a blue. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a blue LED there that shows you that it is up and running. So just thread that in really quick, and then we have our receiver here, which, let's see how easily it screws into this, because this just looks like a fucking clusterfuck here, to be perfectly honest. Alright, so just taking this, sticking it in there, and screwing the black part on. Not super difficult. Alright. And then we have some ASMR Peely stuff to take off. And it reminds me very much of an Oculus sensor, actually. Now that I'm looking at it. Very much like an Oculus sensor. It even is Oculus logo shaped. You can kind of see like a faded inside there that gives the inside of the Oculus oval where the screen actually is. So that's interesting. Probably just like I said, stick it here. Something like this, and work around the tripod. I don't know, I'm assuming that this needs to have line of sight to wherever the headset is going to be, so it might help if it's up higher somewhere or in a better position to view the headset. I'll figure that out as I'm getting to use it. So, let's move on to software. So the manual actually suggests that you clip it to your monitor, so here it sits. It's got a nice view of the entire room from here, so I'm just going to go ahead and leave it here for now, and let's actually get to the software now. Okay, so here we are about to set up the installer. Vive.com/us/setup/wireless is the URL to get here. Really quick before we get into this, I just wanted to mention I'm recording this part of the video about a week later while installing the PCIe WeGig card. I ended up, I'm not sure exactly what happened, but having basically cascading SSD failure. First my recording drive went out, and then my OS drive failed, and I ended up having to format and reinstall Windows. I could still see all the files on there, but the boot manager was corrupted, so I'm a little uncomfortable with this step for anyone that doesn't build their own PCs. I've built a half a dozen PCs over my gaming career. I'm no stranger to building my own boxes and getting in there and tinkering and upgrading and putting in and pulling out cards and things like that. And it's just inevitable that something at some point is going to happen when you're in there tinkering around. And this time it did. So messing around with this, for anyone who like buys from CyberPower or iBuyPower or one of those pre-built gaming rigs instead of building their own, this might be a little off-putting for installing the wireless module. I wish that there was another reason, another way to do this. I don't know. I wasn't too happy with TPcast requiring their special super low-end router, and maybe this is the only way to get around that. But maybe, I don't know, opening up the PC and installing this just was not the best experience because, like I said, cascading SSD failure. After a format of the OS drive and reinstalling Windows, I also started having permissions issues on the recording drive where I wasn't able to record to it because it was in read-only, and I ended up having to format that as well. So it was just a nightmare getting back from that. Reinstalling Windows is never fun. Formatting a hard drive is never fun. Going through all the backup and reinstall process. So just be aware of that. Make sure that you're taking all the precautions. You've got, a solution for static, and you've shut it all the way down, and you've unplugged it. You'll notice that I didn't unplug it, and that could possibly be what happened because it still had power going to it when I installed the PCIe card. Whatever, shit happened. It's over now. It's fixed finally after a week. But let's go ahead and continue. So this is basically just the instructions that I was looking at on my phone. The instructions that came with it. This little QR code here for getting it on your phone if you pull it up on here first. Nice animated, color-coded pictures. You got instructions for each of the different headsets here. This, like I said, this is what I was following to install. Stuff is animated, shows you exactly how to do it. Really nice setup. But this is what we're here to take a look at today. I've already checked these off and downloaded it, but we'll go through it again. Download this, just check off. I signed my soul away. I agree to your EULA and TOS that I'm never actually going to use, and then go ahead and start the install. Drag it over here. I can drag it over here. There we go. So it is a fairly quick process here. Just going to install all of the WGIG drivers. You can hear the beeping in the background of it installing stuff. And then in the lower left-hand corner of the screen, it's going to pop this up. Almost, I didn't see this the first time it popped up. But this is going to require us to go grab the headset, turn the battery on, and click pair. Yep, so it's going to tell us to turn the battery on, so the battery's on. Then click this Vive logo on the top of the wireless module. So we click that really quick. It's going to pair. And we're going to have a Vive Pro multimedia camera set up with a notice from Windows, because I haven't remembered how to shut those up. And we're ready. We have wireless. So one thing that I did want to mention back up here, I did end up sticking this here on a monitor like it's listed. I am a little worried that my chair is going to block the signal in certain parts of the room, so hopefully that's not an issue. But let's go ahead and jump in a game really quick and test this out. I think I'm going to wait a little while, a few weeks of using it, to give a full breakdown of how I feel about the wireless. But like I said, I've used it before at PAX and E3, and it works wonders, and I can't wait to cut the cord again. But let's transition over to random game. Okay, so here we are. We did have a little bit of a hiccup transitioning from installing the software to getting the headset set up. The lighthouses actually weren't tracking the headset. And what had happened was when you were looking at the lighthouses, you weren't seeing any of the lasers, any of the sensors, the channel, the A, B, C. The B and the C weren't showing up on either of them. They looked like they were dead. And it took me far too long. HTC Vive support was great. They were patient. We went through all of the steps. We neglected that first poster child step for all of support. Did you turn it off and on again? As soon as she asked me what channel each of the cameras were in, and I tried to go look, and I'm like, I don't know. It usually says B and C. I'm pretty sure it's B and C. That got me thinking, and I crawled under my desk, and I crawled under over there, and I unplugged both of them, plugged them back in, and lo and behold, that worked. So, I say all that to say, after you install the software, you may or may not need to power cycle your lighthouses. If you look at your lighthouse and you don't see the laser array on, you don't see the little green channel letter, go ahead and power cycle your lighthouse. It'll come up, everything will be fine and perfect and wonderful. So, we're going to jump into Hollow Point, which is behind me. I haven't played this since the first few months that I had my Vive, like 4 headsets ago. So we're going to give it a shot because it is the most spinny, trip over my cord game that I think that I have ever played. I can't think of another one off the top of my head, except for maybe Orbis, but that takes far too long to spin around that much. One of the things I also thought of, because the batteries are so small and I'm so concerned about running out of battery, and I have those Anker power supplies, well, I'm going to take the Anker power supply and I'm just going to stick it in my back pocket here with the clip on my back and take this tiny little USB-C and plug it into the HTC Vive battery pack. The only thing that I have noticed with this that is an issue is when you are first turning on the headset, this can't be plugged in. It won't, the battery won't turn on and allow the headset to pair if it's charging. But once it's on, you can plug this in and then you've got that battery plus this battery. Hell, you could even daisy chain them and have power for days. So yeah, I'm going to do that. And the 4-hour limit shouldn't be a limit anymore. It should be more like 8 to 10. So let's go ahead and put this on. And the headset sits nicely. Right. So let's go ahead and play for a little bit. There is a little bit of discomfort on the top. It feels a little bit, it feels considerably tighter here. This is already pretty warm and it's only been on for a very short amount of time, but as you can see, I'm covering up a horn, covering up both horns. And oh, there goes tracking. Lost tracking. So cover up one horn. One horn, I still have perfect tracking. The other horn, still have good tracking. Let me just cover up the top of it and see. Still good tracking. Cover up most of it. Just that one horn is sticking out. And I still have good tracking. Trying to do my damnedest without like completely covering the whole thing. Yeah. I mean, so as long as there's a little bit of visibility between you and or the horn is sticking out a little bit, looks like you're going to be fine. So, one of the things I'm also worried about, my chair here. Right now, my chair is directly between me and the sensor, receiver, transponder, whatever the thing is that you stick on top of your monitor. So I'm curious if an object gets in between the line of sight, if that is going to cause a tracking loss. So I'm just going to hide behind this really quick and see. I've still got tracking. I've still got pretty good tracking too. So, even though there's no direct line of sight between the horns here and the receiver over there, it's still working pretty good. So, I'm impressed. That was something I was worried about, sticking it on my monitor over there and not somewhere up higher somewhere. with all the weird QA troubleshooting out of the way, let's just go ahead and play some. See how well this actually works. So first off, I can spin. I miss that. I miss being able to do that. Alright. Just go like a single round in here. If I remember how to do this, there we go. Classic. I remember Hollow Point being better than this. Were there no options? There you go. Ah, there we go. This is what I want. Conventional. Okay. I don't know what that is. Ah, there we go. That's what I wanted. Okay. Let's go ahead and we'll start wave 1 because it's been a while since I did this. Where to start? Well, start. There it is. It's been a while since I played. Give me a break. For 4,311. I think when I played before, that was a triple-digit number. Ah, I forgot. They shoot back. Like I said, it's been a while since I played this. Don't judge. God damn it. Stop sucking. So when I played this before, I had to only turn to one side so that I wouldn't twist up the cord. This was such a fun game. $25,000. We can beat that. Oh, come on. I love that I can spin whichever way I want. But you can tell I'm out of shape. Ah, damn it. Getting warm. The music is great too. Oh, come on. Getting really close to something over there and stepping on something fuzzy. Oh, shit. Whew. The music really gets you into it. All right, we're getting there. Whew. I didn't think I would last this long, actually. It has been, like I said, quite a while. Oh, come on. I missed it. I'm about to die, guys. But the wireless is working great. No issues, no loss of tracking. Still twitchy. No quality loss. I don't have to worry about a cord. It's beautiful. I love it. This should be default. No, no, no! Damn it. I don't know how many lives I have. I don't remember where to see those. Whew. Oh, my arms are tired already. So out of shape. This is a good finale to this video. This video is probably way too long. Oh, I'm stepping into something. Had a little bit of a hiccup there. Just a little stutter. But that's the first one so far. And it was like a fraction of a second. Okay, lucky number 13. Doing good, doing not too bad. I just hurt my ankle. Not badly, just. Oh, there was another stutter. You'll have to tell me where I was in the room when the stutter happened. Was I behind something? Was I getting out of range? Because it's two of them now. Not enough to say it's not worth it. It's still absolutely worth it. But a couple of stutters that may or may not have happened. It's a very mobile game, which is why I chose it. Oh, I missed. This is the boss, wasn't it? I forgot the boss. I forgot how you do the boss. Ow. I forgot what the boss was. And that's game. I forgot how to kill the boss. So, 10K. Half of what I did last time. Whew, okay. We're gonna stop here, and I'm gonna do some final thoughts. I'll be right back. Okay, this video is getting rather long, so I'm going to try to keep this short. I am not a big fan of the small battery, though I did find a workaround with the Anker external batteries that I've already got and daisy chaining them together. I almost regret buying that second battery. This battery is just way too small for any extended play sessions without some sort of workaround, and I'm not a big fan of that. The adapter for the Pro is just blatantly overpriced. It should come pre-installed. There should be a different SKU. There should be a Vive regular, a Vive Deluxe Audio, and a Vive Pro, and maybe they're different prices, but they should come pre-installed. The fact that I have to install it myself makes that $60 absolutely not worth it. It feels like a cash grab against people who they know are willing to spend extra money on a higher quality headset. You've already spent, several $100s more on a Vive Pro. Let's screw you some more and make you spend an extra $60 on the wireless module. It's just a shitty practice, and I am not a fan. I am slightly offended. Yes, that's I don't know. I just didn't like it. End of story. The PCIe installation was the only real issue on the physical side of installing and getting these the wireless module installed. The headset installation, outside of having to unscrew and rescrew the mounting bracket, I don't even know what to call it. Physically setting it up, almost no effort. The PCIe installation, for anyone who is not comfortable with opening their case and getting their hands dirty, anyone who, like I said earlier, buys things from like iBuyPower or CyberPower, CyberPC, I don't remember what they're called. There's a whole slew of places that will build a PC for you and ship it out. And if you aren't comfortable with building a PC, you get your stuff from there. It might be a little bit intimidating having to install a PCIe card, and there's always the chance that something could go wrong. I had hard drive issues, so I did something to the PCIe SSDs, or not PCIe, the SATA SSDs. I don't know what I did, but I ended up having one hard drive become not recognized, and then while troubleshooting that, I corrupted the boot manager on my OS drive and ended up having to format and reinstall. And I've built several PCs. I'm fairly comfortable getting in there. I'm not an expert. I'm not, like Linus or Jay's 2 cents level, or, some professional, but I'm fairly comfortable getting in there, and I still screwed something up. So there's a potential there. I wish there was another option for people that don't build their own PCs. Basically, is what I'm getting at. Outside from that opinion, actually getting the PCI card in there and installed was easy for the most part. It didn't quite align with the case in the motherboard perfectly. I did have to like shove in on one side to get it to go in there, but ultimately it was still a couple of minutes worth of work to get it installed into the motherboard and set up and screwed in and everything nice and working. The software was also an easy install. It took seconds, really. Go to the URL, check the boxes, download, install, you're good to go. Syncing the HMD is simple and quick. As soon as you open up the Vive Wireless software, it goes through the process. It's got pictures, little animated GIFs to show you exactly what you're supposed to do. Couldn't be more idiot proof. Unfortunately, this does cause you to have to take another step when you are booting up SteamVR every single time. It would be nice if SteamVR would just automatically know that, hey, the drivers for the Vive wireless module are installed. Let me check and see if those are there. Yes, it is. Is it turned on? No. Let me turn it on. That way I could just fire up a game or click SteamVR and be good to go. The way it's set up now, every single time I want to play a game, I have to go to start menu, type in Vive Wireless, and click on that. And then go to SteamVR and turn SteamVR on, and then go pick a game. It's just extra process that I really don't feel needs to be there. It's something simple and easy that could be automated and just save me a few clicks in my life. So when putting it to the test and actually getting into a game and trying it out, I saw no significant loss of tracking or quality. No quality degradation whatsoever. With a TP cast, occasionally you would get some quality degradation, but that's really to really make that assertion. I'm gonna need to play with it for more than 20 minutes. There were two blips. They were very minor. They were split-second blips, like a couple of frames were dropped. I don't know if that's just standard because I was recording and I missed a frame or two, or if I can directly attribute it to the wireless module. I can't really say for certain. It's hard to make that distinction, but overall, I didn't feel like the quality or tracking was impacted by the wireless. The receiver able to pick me up through the chair, able to pick me up even though I've covered most of the receiver. I'm very, very impressed with this wireless module over the TPcast. Again, I'm not super happy about the cost of it. I do feel a little gouged by it, but it is so amazing to cut the cord. I mean, overall, I am so fucking happy to be wireless again. I cannot explain to you how much of a pain in the ass it was to go from the TPcast on a standard Vive to picking up the Pro and going back to the wire. It was borderline almost enough to make me not use the Pro and go back to the original Vive just to have the wireless. That's how much that the wireless is important to me. And now that I have it back, I'm so thrilled to be able to game with wireless again. I can't not recommend this, even with the excessive price point. If you have a Pro, it's just a bad business practice, in my opinion. The extra price on having the Pro. But I'm not going to get into that rant. I've already talked about it. I don't like what they did there. But overall, the wireless is awesome enough that I am going to say go pick it up. Go. This should be the default setup. If you're demoing this to anybody, if you're using it for your home use, no matter what your use case, wireless is going to make it so much better. I can barely put into words how amazing having wireless is. Go do it. If you like this video, please hit that like. Sub to the channel for more videos like this. Leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think. If you like it. If you didn't like it, you know what to do. But go ahead and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you didn't like. I know this video ran longer than I like, and I apologize for that. But I wanted to get all of the steps to getting this set up and working, and all of the pitfalls that I experienced along the way. I really try to show you guys a realistic, not an ideal. So hopefully some of you appreciate that. It seems like some of you do, so I'm going to keep doing it. But I thank you for your support. Feel free to join the Discord. The link's down below in the stuff down that way, as well as the Amazon affiliate link, which you can click on if you are an Amazon shopper. It helps out the channel. It goes towards getting me a new camera, getting a new mic, because I definitely need a better audio setup. What I purchased last time did not end up working, so still working on getting some improvements to the channel. But that's going to do it for me, guys. I will see you in the next video. Later.